So ZWO has sent me their Camera Angle Adjuster, CAA, for a review and testing. And obviously it's supported with their ASI Air, but I don't use an ASI Air. I run NINA, so I will be testing this unit out within NINA using their provided ASCOM drivers. A little bit about the unit before we get started. It weighs 465 grams, which is about a pound. The payload is 4 kilograms or 8.8 pounds. The rotation angle on this thing is accurate to 0.1 degrees, and the step size as it rotates is 0.02 degrees. So very accurate, and the speed of the rotation is 7.5 degrees per second. So it's pretty quick at the rotation. So let's check this bad boy out. My name is Rich, and you're watching Deep Space Astro. Okay, in the box you get the camera angle adjuster, quick start guide, USB-C cable, Allen key, and you get two mounting plates. One's an M54 and one's an M48. I have the M48 on here now, but it does ship with the M54, and it's just a matter of using the provided Allen key. Take out your 6 screws, pull off the M54, put the M48 on, and ready to go. I'm putting this on my Red Cat with my Player One camera that requires an M48 connector, so that's why I swapped out the plate. But, you know, let's take a look at the unit real quick here. It feels solid. It is an anodized aluminum. On the bottom, they've got it marked, so what side your scope goes on versus what side your camera goes on, so there's no making a mistake with the orientation of the unit. On this side, you have a port for your USB-C. That's how it gets power as well as communicates to your computer. I will note that I initially had this connected through just a cheap USB hub, and it was not happy with that. So I had to connect it directly into a USB port on my computer. Maybe a powered USB hub would be a better fit if you don't have an extra port, but just keep that in mind. If you have any issues and you're running through a hub, that's probably going to be what's causing your problem. Next to the USB port is a jack for a hand controller. So the hand controller that comes with ZWO's autofocuser can be plugged into here, and you can use that to manually control the rotator itself. So the rotator itself, where it sandwiches in between your scope and your camera, is 16.5 millimeters. So that works out nice if you're using a ZWO camera, because they usually ship with a 16.5 millimeter spacer. So all you need to do to maintain your current back focus is remove that spacer and replace it with this unit here, and everything will be the same distance and your back focus will be unaffected by it. Again, I'm using the Player Ones, but know that the two Player One cameras that I have came with spacers, and instead of a 16.5 millimeter, it was 17.5 millimeter. So you're going to have to make up for that additional 1 millimeter that you're losing in your back focus. Otherwise, depending where your back focus is at, you could have some issues. So if you're a Player One person, keep that in mind. I don't need to worry about back focus too much because the Red Cat, it's a Petzval design, so it's not critical. As long as I can obtain focus, then I'm good. But again, like I said, just make sure the spacer that you're replacing with this rotator is in fact a 16.5 millimeter, or you can see a little bit of wonkiness with your stars with that 1 millimeter difference. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is this hole right here, right below the mounting hole. If you take your Allen key and put it in there, that's meant for when you have your camera hooked to it and maybe it's seized up, you put it down too tight and you can't get it broken free. And as you start to turn the camera, the whole rotator is going to start to turn. So you can jam your Allen key inside that hole there. It'll lock it into place so you can break the camera free. Like I said, I'm going to be putting this guy on my Red Cat along with my Player One Uranus C camera, controlling it through NINA with the ASCOM drivers. So let's jump over to the website and I'll show you where you can grab the ASCOM drivers. All right, so before you can start using the camera angle adjuster, you obviously need to download the ASCOM drivers for it. So I'll leave the link to ZW's site down in the description if you need it. When you land on this page, just scroll down to your ASCOM driver, click on download. Once the download's complete, just run the installation package. And this actually covers all of their devices that have ASCOM support. So just to show you real quick, right here, ASCOM for CAA. Right now, time of recording 6.5.5 is the latest version. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to go through the rest of this, but it's just clicking next to the end. There's nothing special you need to do. And that's it for the driver install. Okay, so with the ASCOM drivers installed, I selected the ZWO CAA and NINA, connected it, and just a few options in here for us to go over. First, you can reverse the direction of the rotation. We have our mechanical range. You can set that to full, 180 degrees or 90 degrees. Current mechanical position is 90, and you can set it here also. So like it says here, we're at 90. If I wanted to set this to 30, I could type in 30 and then hit move mechanical position. We're going to leave it where it's at for now. But before we get started, I just want to talk about when you are rotating your camera, you obviously want to keep an eye on it. You want to make sure you have enough slack in your cables so things don't get wrapped around the camera. It happened to me and it didn't cause any damage, thankfully, but the rotator does have some protection in it, so it won't prevent you from wrapping your cables around, but if it feels a lot of resistance, it'll stop and it won't rotate anymore, and it'll throw up this error message on your screen when that happens, which isn't very intuitive. So just so you're aware, if this message ever pops up, if you're not sitting next to your rig when you're doing this, stop what you're doing, get back outside and take a look and make sure your cables aren't tangled. And I'm going to jump over the framing. Currently have M42 framed up, so I'm just going to first slew to my object and get it centered. All right, so M42 is centered up in my field of view, and now I'm just going to hit determine rotation from camera so I can see what my current rotation is. So there's our current rotation. I can use my rotation slider and just move this, let's say there for example. And then where it says slew and center, I can use my drop down, and this time I'm going to say slew, center, and rotate. It'll check the position of the object I want to shoot, and then it'll also rotate the camera for me. Okay, so it's matched the rotation that I've specified, and because we use the determine rotation from camera option, if we were to go back into our equipment tab, you'll see there's a new option that comes up for the target sky position. So not only do we have mechanical position, if you needed to, now you can adjust per the sky position over here as well. So we'll go back over into the framing, and then at this point I could throw this into my sequence. And you can see right down here, not only do I have my RA and my deck, but I have my 105 degrees that I specified just by arbitrarily rotating the field of view. You could also specify your rotation in your sequence if you wanted to. It's probably better to use the framing assistant so you can actually see which way you're going, but there may be a use case for that. And then also over on the right-hand side, we do have rotator options. So you can rotate by mechanical angle and then also issue a solve and rotate as well. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple. It's been working well. I haven't used it too many times because of the clouds that I've had this winter. But like I said, I have it on my Red Cat 51. It's the only refractor that I have. Right now, it's not possible for me to get it on my SCT, my 8-inch edge, just because of back focus distance. I have no room with my reducer right now. I might be able to get it to work with the native format, but that's yet to be determined. I may play around with that this summer a little bit. I like to have it on my main scope, but if not, then the Red Cat it is. All right, so there you go, new toys, right? This thing's pretty cool. It's gonna live on my Red Cat for now. Like I said, I like to try to see if I can't get it worked out to fit into the Edge HD, but with my reducer, because of the corrective lens, back focus is gonna be a challenge. Have a couple ideas, but we'll see how it goes. I wanna send out a special thanks to all my members here on YouTube and on buymeacoffee.com. I appreciate everybody's support. Thanks everyone for your time watching this video and all my videos I've been putting out. Hope you guys find them helpful and informative and helps you make purchasing decisions along the way. So I'm gonna wrap it up. We'll see you on the next video, and clear skies.